When I was with Chappelle, we're all partying, we're hanging out, and we're at his place in Ohio. I was like, hey, we got bus call. We're gonna leave. And he goes, oh, Bert, I got a surprise for you. I said, what's that? And he goes, just give me 10 minutes. Don't leave yet. And I was like, okay. He's like, can you push bus call? And I was like, yeah, I can push it whenever. I go, what's the surprise? Like, are we doing blow?
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning.
So do you guys know who Shane Gillis is?
Of course.
Okay, you want to hear a great inside baseball story?
Yeah.
So we go to the Super Bowl last year. Shane and I've been friends with Shane for a long time.
Yeah.
He used to open for me. This was 2 years ago. He used to open for me. So, by the way, keep this in if we're cool with it, but this is one of my favorite stories. So Shane's not famous at the time, right? And so Guy hits me up. He's like, hey, will you come to my big barbecue for the Super Bowl? I said, yeah, of course. So I bring Shane with me. And Shane's like, you know, he's an uncomfortable guy, but he's off to the side, like coach energy. And I can see he's uncomfortable. I go out, I f around on stage. And then Guy's like, yo, let me introduce you to this guy, Diplo. Diplo's from Philly. Shane's from Philly. So I go, oh, hey, let me get a picture of the two of you. And Shane goes, I'm good. And I go, no, let me get a picture of the two of you. He goes, no, I'm good. I go, Shane, stop being a bitch. Get in the picture with Diplo. And he goes, Bert. I go, get in the picture. I take a picture. They walk away. Shane goes, he f***ed my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I got some stories like that with Wes. I think it's gone both ways. I love that.
That's fucking...
Like looking back, you just see the photo and you see the reluctance. You see the burn. You see the anger. The frustration. The reluctance.
What I love about this new album you have is you do kind of touch about like regular guy shit with chicks.
Yeah, dude.
Like I'm so done with hip hop that is like.
Bitch, I drive Ferrari. I'm all, we get it.
Yes. Talk about the inequities in society. Hey, can we get a cocktail? What are you guys drinking? I have my own vodka. I have tequila. Whatever you guys, I have beer. Whatever you guys like. Tequila?
Yeah.
Can we get 3 tequila sodas?
Yeah.
3 tequila sodas, please. And don't make a light one because you're trying to protect me. Okay, I got blood work in. I'm good. We have a great episode today. Everybody, today we have G-Eazy, Goody, Grace. You guys are heading out on tour next week.
Yeah.
How excited are you to go out on tour?
Dude, I mean, tour is war, but it's the best war there is, man. It's like being on a pirate ship. You're just like out there, you know, Saturday night for 6 weeks straight. But it's
6
like,
weeks
I mean, like, well, at least like 4 or 5 nights out of 7. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, even to sickos, you got to take some nights off. But nah, just getting out there, getting to see the fans, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, excited.
Thank you.
Do you ever get, I mean, I imagine like, you know, when you're doing the same material, because we have like breaks in between songs and we have like, you know, like the band on stage with you, but you're just out there like just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It messes with your ego.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because I think I saw you talk about, I don't know, maybe, I've watched a lot of interviews of yours. But I remember one time I was backstage and I was like, someone had said something shitty about me in the comments. Yeah. And I was like, ugh. And then I go out on stage and there's 19,000 people there and you're like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden it rights the boat. And then when you get off tour, you see that shitty comment, you're like, I need to go find 19,000 people to feel better.
Right.
It's cheers, gentlemen. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. This is a blast. This is a real blast. I gotta tell you, I almost jacked off to your anxiety video.
Oh, dude, I jack off to your specials all the time, man.
That is the hottest goddamn video. I mean, like, legit, uncensored version, put it on Pornhub, and it goes viral. That is...
Wow. That was fun to make, man.
It's it seems like... So wait. So let's start with you, okay? Because you are not... Neither of you are... Your grooming of where you grew up, that dictates where you are today, kind of, I think. You grew up in the hyphy movement.
Yeah.
And like Mac Dre, E40.
Yeah. I went on tour with E40. We did a tour called From the Bay to the Universe. And every night before the show, he'd give me a toast. He'd be like, G, I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right beside you. He would just give game, like every single night on tour. It was saying, hey man, the grit don't quit, man. The grit don't quit.
You seem like an introspective person, like a person that kind of doesn't just see, you don't seem like only because I do happen to know a little bit about you and about you're concerned about the inequities within the Bay Area and like how there are the haves and the have-nots. I've heard you talk about that, I think on Steve-O's podcast. But like, what do you notice, and this is my thing, I get obsessed with this, what do you notice in the difference between older rappers and younger rappers? And I'm just talking about black dudes. I'm just talking about black dudes. But like there's because it seems like there's a wiseness to like a Method Man and E40 and MJG and 8 Ball and Andre 3000. Like there's a wiseness, and then you see the youthfulness, and it's almost like looking at new NBA players. Like when you watch Anthony Edwards versus like a LeBron James, there seems to be same talent, but just such a difference. Like what do you notice?
Well, I mean, it's all different schools of thought, really, you know, and it's a wide world. So it's like, it's different approaches, it's different styles, it's different languages, you know what I mean? And it's really hard to like compare, you know, generationally, you know, like different eras, because it's like, I mean, you know, like everything's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, every brand of comedy, every style of comic is not.
Doesn't
You know
it
what I
seem
mean?
like it should be?
But it's like, you know, like to something like Mitch Hedberg is not for everybody. You know
He
what I
should
mean?
be though.
It's like
He should
totally,
be.
totally.
Like
but
that's what fucking
it's
makes me
like-
crazy.
Right.
He should be.
Yeah.
But same with hip hop. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, if you like hypnotize,
Yeah.
you're gonna like, you should like my shit. Like
Yeah.
the breakout song you had that I think everyone knows.
Me, Myself,
Like when
and
you
I.
say is the one with the BB Rexa.
BB Rexa, me, myself,
I think she's fucking hot.
She's incredible, man.
think
She's
she's
talented. I remember the day we did that. She changed my life forever. I have infinite love for BB.
So Manitoba.
Mm-hmm.
How many rappers come out of Manitoba? But you're kind of a genreless dude. You do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But did you start in hip hop?
Like when I was a kid, I started playing guitar when I was like really young, and then I liked country music from like my grandma and my family and stuff.
Everyone's grandparents like country music.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Everyone's grandparents.
My grandfather and Johnny Cash, man.
Yeah. And then I was just really on the internet. There's nothing to do where I'm from at all. And it's cold. It's cold, as you said, yeah. So I would just be like, I'm blessed to grow up with the internet. So I was just on Google, just searching. My brother, like, he played hockey, because that's what people do there.
Yeah.
And he had, like, old cassettes, so he would kind of hand me down.
Really?
Yeah, so I was born in 97. So I had, like, Blink-182 and stuff, cassette. That was it, yeah.
Were you already back from Russia in '97?
Yeah. I had, in 97, I was written up in Rolling Stone magazine as the #1 party animal in the country.
Yeah.
It was a fucking wild year for me.
Wow.
I was like, I'll be famous. I'll be the most famous person in the world tomorrow. So everyone should get to know me today. Man, it's funny is I probably had a healthier ego then than I have today. Because I didn't earn anything.
Yeah.
I just was like, moved to New York that year, started stand-up.
Where were you in New York?
Where are you, Soho?
Yeah.
God, how great is New York?
Yeah.
Great. I was in...
Dude, it's a kaleidoscope of culture downtown. You get out and you walk. 2 blocks this way, you're in a whole different world.
Yeah.
2 blocks this way, you're in a different universe, man. It's just like, I love the noise, the chaos, the like, you know, all of it.
I fell in love with gay dudes.
Yeah.
Because you don't like, I growing up in Tampa, going to school in Tallahassee, you don't see gay dudes. And then you're seeing dudes like kissing on the corner and holding hands. And you're like, oh, they're just in a like they're not doing gay shit. Like, you know, like, because I mean, you remember, I'm also 51. So like, that was the AIDS movement. And you thought like, in a weird way, they had set up gay guys to be like predators. And so then you go to New York and they're just having coffee.
Yeah.
And then I remember meeting my first gay dude. And we went back to my house to do coke. And he was like, I didn't know you were gay. I said, I'm not gay. And he goes, why did you bring me back to your place? I said, I thought we were doing coke. He goes, what the fuck are we doing coke for? I go, I don't know, I like coke. And then we got to the best conversation about him being gay. It was like, and I was just fucking, and then my roommate walked in, and me and this gay guy doing coke. My shirt's off, my shoes are off, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. New York's raw. Awesome.
What area were you then?
I was on a street called Cornelia Street, in between Bleecker and West
Village.
Oh, yeah, you're right there.
Yeah,
In
right
the
in the West
West
Village.
Village,
It was awesome. I was in the East Village when I started, right by Tompkins Square Park.
Yep. That's the best park in the city.
Yeah.
Favorite.
You'll see Ari Shaffir there every single day.
Would you go to the cellar all the time?
Yeah, but I wasn't working the cellar. I was at the time. I've always had a weird career. At the time, I was working the door at the Boston Comedy Club, and so we would go to the cellar at 12:10 every night to watch Dave Attell perform.
Oh, I love that. Love that. When I see him in the East Village and shit, I'm like always like, holy shit, that's.
Dude, go say hi to him. He is the
I tried to
sweetest
once.
guy.
He was kind of cold.
He
He's like, yeah.
he doesn't drink anymore. But he still is the sweetest guy. One time when we were young, we went to the Off the Wagon. I don't know if it's still there, right by the cellar. And me and my buddy, we see Attell at the bar, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go talk to Attell.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, what do we say? We're like, tell him we're young comics. He'll appreciate that. Let's just start talking to him. So we're okay. So we go to get up, and the bartender comes over with 2 shots of whiskey. He's like, gentlemen, these are from Dave Attell. And we're like, nice. And he goes, leave him the alone.
Yeah, that's kind of the energy I got from him, man.
Yeah. He's just, some people, like, do you find yourselves to be extroverts?
Nah, dude, nah.
Introverts?
I mean, it's more so like, bro, like I had to acquire and learn like a skill set of like to do this job almost. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And some of that is just like getting out of your shell and just like growing up and just like, you know, finding your glow, finding your confidence, finding your, you know, aura, whatever. I grew up hella shy. I moved a lot as a little kid. Like
Hella shy.
hated being the new student all the time. Like never felt like I fit in. You know, so like. You had to just like shake that, you know, to become an extrovert, to be an entertainer, to get up on that stage, to
I think
you know, to
extrovert-
shake the
yeah.
babies and kiss the hands, and you know what I mean.
I think extrovert was my self-defense mechanism for being shy.
Yeah.
Like I know today, like I walk
Compensated.
into a room and I'm loud,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's me.
No.
You know, like I really.
You just saw me do it when I met you. You know what I mean? Come on, dude.
Let me tell you what I'm making you guys real quick.
yeah,
Now, I'm
yeah.
doing this because you guys are both young, you're both good looking, you're both still single, having fun with ladies, and I think the hardest thing for a dude to do is bring a chick to his house and cook him a meal.
Yeah.
It's the sexiest
I'm so good at fettuccine alfredo
Dude,
and
I'm
broccoli.
gonna show you how to make ricotta today.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna make ricotta. We're gonna broil some fish. It's like a broiled fish pan with roasted vegetables, homemade ricotta, and it's gonna be amazing. And it's so easy
Love
that
it.
you're gonna go like, you bring a chick home, you make a homemade
Yeah,
ricotta.
had me at easy.
Yeah. So
I mean,
so
that already looked kind of difficult what you just did there.
oh no, these things are the
I don't know if I
best.
could chop a zucchini like that
No,
while
these-
talking.
Today I was wondering, I was working out and I was like, I wonder if anyone in ISIS knows who you are. Like, do you think anyone in ISIS one time was in a strip club, right? And then they're like, oh, who is this guy? And like, G-Eazy. It's like, not bad, man. If this was all of them, I could not have a problem with the country. Like, I was like, you don't want to get so famous that ISIS knows who you are, right? Because like ISIS knows LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like, who do you think ISIS? No.
Probably know Ice. They probably know Ice Cube.
ISIS definitely knows
They
because he's
definitely know
Muslim.
Ice. They definitely know Ice T.
They know Dave Chappelle, right? They have to know Dave Chappelle. You don't want to get so famous that
They
ISIS
probably
is
know Ice
familiar.
Spice.
They did you see Camilla come out? What you know the lady running for president?
Kamala.
Kamala. Shut up, Kamala. Her new platform because she's not getting black male voters. Did you see what her new platforms are? Hysterical. She's like, legalize weed and I'm into crypto. I just was like, that's hysterical. That's what she whittles brothers down to. All anyone knows is that I couldn't remember her name. I one time said to Ari Shaffir on a podcast, I said, he goes, we were talking about Barack Obama, and I said, how long has he been president? He goes, are you being serious? I said, like a couple years? And he goes, 8 years. I went, for real? And he goes, I'm not a politics guy. I don't pay attention to it. You'd be shocked what I pay attention to. Like music, I love music.
Yeah.
So when you guys started, it was you were creating beats and selling them for like $100 a beat.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Yeah, man. Well, they weren't that good.
Like how do you make a beat?
I mean, it can start with, you know, drums. You know, you set a tempo, you hear a rhythm, and then you play some chords over top of it, find a melody,
Really?
and then structure it out. It's all math.
Do you play instruments?
Yeah.
I saw the guitars upstairs.
Yeah, I will always be a failed musician because I think music is. It just is the thing. My problem when I wrote music is that I wasn't trying to get you to laugh, and you would laugh. Like whatever I did, you would laugh at, and then I would go, I wasn't trying to make you laugh, and which made it so much funnier.
Yeah.
Like I wrote a song. I was in a band.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was in a band and I wrote they played a U2 song that I was unfamiliar with. And I was like, this is really good. And they're like, you think? I was like, yeah. And they're like, you should try writing lyrics to it. So I did. And they could not stop laughing. And I was like, what?
What were the lyrics?
It's about
I know you remember.
it's about date rape. It's called Mary Margaret. It was so bad. A little sister. Whoa, ho, ho, don't you knock on the door. Look who you're talking to. It makes my skin crawl, and I sang it in earnest at sorority houses, and everyone's like, what the f? But yeah, that's who I am.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Oh, it's, but I think your thing finds you, you know?
Yeah.
And you're lucky if it finds you young.
Dude, the luckiest people in the world, like, find something, or it finds them that they love. Because not everybody, like, even ever finds something they truly, genuinely love in life. Yeah. And then the luckiest people get to do what they love for a living or all the time. You know, like, that at the end of the day, man, like even if it doesn't always love you back, because it won't.
Yeah.
Like, it'll hurt you. But something that can only have the power to hurt you if you love it. You know what I mean? Like a stranger who had like you know what I mean? Like a girl I don't like back, or I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I can't. But if I'm in love with a person and she hurts me, because it's like I gave her that power to do that because I love her so much.
That's a profound statement, because like,
yeah,
it didn't hurt me when I gave up music, so it didn't hurt me when I gave up baseball. So I was like, I'm done.
Dude, I was the same way. I mean, I love basketball. It's always been my favorite sport, dude. And I was trying out for the team either freshman or sophomore year, me and my best friend. And he was, you know, he's better than me at basketball. And like, but we're both same build, like, you know, tall, always been tall, skinny kids. And like, but he was always better than me at hoop. And like, I think he made like varsity and I made JV or something. And he was like, if we both didn't make it, neither of us made it. We both quit on the spot and started making music. But like dove into music.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I love this guy. Everyone needs a friend like that. That's a ride or die. Like, if she doesn't, I won't f a friend if she won't f you.
What kind of fish is that?
This is a.
I'd probably still.
This is a sea bass, and then we've got a brim here, but a sea brim. It's a black sea brim, and then I've got. You know, there was a song by Mantronics when I was a kid called Baseline, and I grew up on a lake. Bass fishing, so I thought it was bass line. And the whole time I was like, I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know they were fishermen. I was like, oh, that's really nice. So yeah, so this will all be, this is gonna be wildly good. I'm so excited. And then I've got salmon right here. But yeah, it's
big salmon fan.
I found comedy late in life. I found everything late in life. I didn't get good at comedy until late in life, which I think is another blessing.
Another blessing, yeah.
Getting famous, old, is the coolest thing.
When did you hit your breaking point?
40, probably 5 years ago.
Really?
6 years ago. Yeah, like I think people knew who I was, but I don't think, I didn't have like a fan base yet.
Really?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
What were you doing?
Doing podcasts, like we were doing Rogan, but Rogan wasn't Rogan yet. Like Rogan was, you know, still kind of.
This had to have been more than 5 years ago, though.
No.
I mean, COVID wipes out 3 of them right off the bat.
So it was before COVID, but it was only like a couple years before COVID. My special came out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Machine Story went viral in 2017. And that was the beginning of it, but at the same time, not, wasn't like what it is
So
today.
were you opening doing stand-up?
I was headlining, but I was doing comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Maybe you make $6,000 a weekend, which is great money, but you got to pay agents, managers.
Oh my God, dude, it's spinach in a frying pan. Like it literally.
I'm loving your analogies. Right. Spinach in a frying pan is exactly what it was.
Exactly, dude.
It was.
All right, so 6,000 a weekend, like headlining, what, like 200 cap rooms?
250.
Yeah.
And then you had to pay for flight, hotel, and everything, and then my Netflix.
But at least, at least overhead of like, because I've always thought about this. It's like, you know, you get like, I mean, who do you travel with?
Right. Back then it was just me. Now it's a lot. Now it's like a whole tour bus full of people.
Right. I mean, dude, like our first like early touring and shit, like, I mean, we would be like 4 or 5 guys in a motel room. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
one in the chair,
People
two
forget
in the
that
bed,
about
one
you
on
guys.
the floor. You know what I mean? Like, and that was bare bones. Like as minimal people as we could possibly bring. But you still, I mean, like hip hop, you need a DJ, you need, you know, the merch guy, you know, tour manager, you know,
Someone to drive.
right,
whatever
like,
shitty van.
you know, and we're all taking like turns driving a shitty ass van.
God.
Like, but I mean, God, weren't those the days?
Well, I look back at it. I never cared about a ticket price. I never cared about ticket sales. I never looked at numbers. It was just, for me, it was all, I never thought about getting ready for a new hour. I never had to worry about naming my tour. Like, there's certain things where I look back now and I go, God, man, those were the days. And then you look back and you're like, here's the real question I go is, could I go back to those days?
Yeah, nah.
I don't know.
That was a stepping stone, yeah.
I mean, could I go back and just do clubs? I have buddies who still do clubs and are loving it. Or am I at a place where I'm like, yo, I gotta keep trying to grow, you know? And what does growth look like?
Yeah.
Like when you do these venues coming up, what size venues do you do?
It's like 3,000 cap, you know. But I've also done the 18,000 cap. You know what I mean? I've like, so it's like a part of your ego is like, damn, man, I used to be doing this. Like, does
You
this
can't
mean,
let that
does this
happen.
mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, but ultimately, man, I mean, I think there's a sweet spot in theaters. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're doing the amphitheaters and arenas, it's less personal. Dude, it's crazy. It's just a sea of strangers. Whereas, like, you know, when you're in the dives and the small clubs and stuff, those
Yeah,
are
it's
like
right
200
there.
people. But then, like, in between a song, you can hear a pin drop. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think there's a sweet spot of like 1,500 to 3,000 cap.
Bro, if I told you when you were a kid that you'd be doing 3,000 seats, you'd be
my
like,
God.
shut the
Yeah.
For anyone
In any city. Like,
oh, they'd be like, shut
people in
the
each.
Yeah.
up.
I just did 4,000 people in Fresno.
For real?
Which is a great market for me. I
I love Fresno.
Yeah.
By the way, it's amazing the cities that you fall in love with when
Oh
you
my
tour.
God. Dude, Minneapolis is the best. The
Minneapolis fucking rocks. I was just
Like-
telling him I love Winnipeg.
Yeah, he did.
Like Winnipeg,
Right before,
we
yeah.
went and we trained with the Jets there. They were awesome.
Yeah.
The whole team came out after the show. Yeah,
That's
Winnipeg's legit.
Yeah, they have fun, man.
It's crazy especially when you get to bring your friends out on the road with you and you
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
see a
yeah.
city with your friends and your
Dude,
boys.
that's why I'm excited about this is like, you know, because like I said, like tour is like a pirate ship, you know what I mean? You're on this bus, you're spending every day with these people. It's like, you know, show after show after show, city after city, but it's an adventure. It's fun as
Oh,
you know? So like,
yes.
but to get to bring one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying?
And we've been friends forever, but never got to tour because we became super, super close in COVID. So we were both just like, you know, world was not moving.
So you moved here when you were 16?
Yeah.
You
We
must
met
have,
a few
your
years
parents
after.
must have been like real European. Where they're like, that's okay.
He's Icelandic.
Yeah, I saw.
I know, yeah, I know.
I walked in, he's like Scandinavian background. I was like, you did your Wikipedia.
So like, can you speak
Not really.
Icelandic? Is it Icelandic?
Yeah, not quite, but
He's
Your
lying,
parents
he's
speak
lying.
it?
He totally speaks Icelandic.
Do you?
nah, I can say like some things. I can say good. I'll like say to girls, go the note means good night. You know what I mean? Like,
You have sex all in English, and at the end you go to note.
yeah, go the note.
I'm going to
Like a
sleep,
Viking,
honey.
yeah.
It's just, how do you say it?
Go the note.
Go no, that just means good night.
Yeah, that's what as far as I go.
He knows as much Icelandic as you knew Russian.
I said in my book, I was like, I knew as much Russian as a stray dog. Like I was like, I could definitely sit, I could listen. Yeah,
Where in Russia?
St. Petersburg. Yeah, it's funny. If the one thing, like, I can talk enough Russian that legit.
Do you talk Russian?
Конечно. Я говоришь по-русски язык. Ты знаешь, что я говорю? Anyone in Russian goes, oh, he speaks Russian, and then I go, that's it, that's everything, right
Yeah.
there. You just heard all of it.
Je m'appelle Sachal.
If you could speak fluent, I'd be like scared of you. Like, you'd seem like a, you know.
Oh,
if you came in here just like yelling Russian at me.
Oh, I can
That'd be-
speak enough Russian that I can, like, I almost got up at a car wash one time because these two dudes are talking Russian. I don't know what they're saying, but I know it's Russian. So I just lean in and go, excuse me, in Russian. I go, excuse me, gentlemen, I speak Russian.
Yeah.
And they're like, what did you hear say? And I was like, oh, fuck.
Dude, yeah. I was like, for a while there, like I went through this like little phase of like, I'd be out at the club or like, You know what I mean? Just acting reckless as shit. And they'd be like, oh, you're gonna get kicked out for that. I'm like, buddy, I have diplomatic immunity in here. They're not gonna kick me out. As in like, you know, like I know the owner or something. Like I didn't know what diplomatic immunity actually meant. I just like, but dude, like, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like, dude, I'm the one guy in the club that can't get kicked out for like, so I kept saying that like until I was like in Dubai for a show or something.
Guys, I have antibodies.
Dude, and I said that in an elevator, like. And these two dudes who were like princes, like, what did you say? You have what? I actually have diplomat. And like all of a sudden I was like, my bad, dude. I just meant I can't get kicked out the club.
Like, my father, Sheikh Al-Din
Yeah, dude, dead ass.
That's great.
Man.
How do you guys keep up with like lingo? Like I always have a hard time with like when you ever like what's the word that will be coming up that my daughters will be saying that no one's saying yet? That you've heard like a cool guy say at a club or a bouncer or a chick.
But what's the worst? It's like you hear somebody young and cool say something, and then as you're getting a little older, you try to insert that into your vocabulary, and it just feels like such a reach. Yeah. It's like, buddy, you don't use that word. Why are you trying to use that word?
That's Donnell Rollins. Donnell Rollins is like I think he's 71. How old's Donnell? I think he's 71. He's good friends with Dave Chappelle.
He's like, no kizzy.
And Donnell's like, that's lit as shit, dog. And I was like, dude, taught you that.
Yeah. Just be yourself, man. You got your own thing going on.
How old he is?
How old's Donnell?
55.
Oh, he's 55.
71.
Oh, wow. I thought he was 71. That's so wild.
Yeah.
That's better than a birthday. Jesus, that's so young for him. He looks so much older. That's crazy.
I don't know how we keep up. I can't keep up. I see some shit on like TikTok and stuff that I'm like, damn, now I'm getting old because that's how kids talk. Like,
man, nothing makes me feel old than like all the young NBA players. Like I was in high school when you were born type shit. Like,
Dude, I'm obsessed with Anthony Anderson.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Favorite player
I was
in the
with
league right
Anthony Anderson last night.
Yeah.
So
Great dude,
Anthony
by the way.
Edwards. Anthony Edwards, I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him. Because he really is, like he's
a
22,
dog. Yeah.
but he is legit 13.
Dude, have you seen Starting Five?
I'm obsessed with him.
We were talking about it on the way here. His house with nothing in it. It's just,
Except for his video game. And then
sick.
the best is
and his homie packs for him. And
he's like, he's like,
I don't know why he does it. He just does it. So I'm like, fine.
I guess he's got OCD.
Yeah.
He literally goes, I think he has OCD.
I was dying.
And then the best is they have Thanksgiving dinner and the whole family is waiting for him to finish up his game. And they're like, Anthony, we want to eat. And he was like,
Hey.
give me one more second. Yeah, he's
13.
He is.
But a dog on the court.
There's something awesome about recklessness.
Yeah.
There's something sexy about
It's
recklessness.
sexy.
Not in a
Yeah.
chick. Like I don't like a reckless chick. Like if my wife got drunk the other night, and I was like, ugh, we could never do this again. And then one of the best was, what did I say to someone? I go, oh, I just said it to my buddy Tony. She said something about her drinking, and I go, wait, are you doing me right now?
Yeah.
Because that's what I say to her when I drink. Like, oh, enough. We all make mistakes. I was like, wait, are you doing me right now? But it's like there is like you look at like. I use LeBron. That starting five's a fucking. Let's break down the starting five.
Yeah.
Okay, so Domas, right? Mm-hmm. Is he your guy because he's Sacramento?
I haven't met him, but my homie has, and he was talking about him on the way over, and he was like, dude, he's the best dude in the world. Like, super awesome.
I'm getting into NBA this year because of that show. Mm-hmm. Dude, I got into Formula One because of Formula One on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I am hardcore invested in this season because
Well, that's why it's hard for me to like follow college sports because it's like I want to be invested in the story of the player. You know what I mean? And it's like and there's so many colleges and there's new students every like couple of years. You know what I mean? Versus like, dude, you think that like black and red colorway, the Bulls logo, you think Jordan. You know what I'm saying? You think purple and gold. You think Kobe Bryant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a brand. There's a story. There's like you have an investment in like. Because it transcends just the physicality of the sport. It's the story behind what it takes to become that player on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, what drives that, like...
Yeah, that drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be taught.
Here's the number one thing that I think... what am I doing? I can't believe I'm about to say this. This is the number one thing that white people that are like me do all the time. No one wants to be reminded of their color just for no reason at all. Yeah. And so many white dudes at a bar go, "Hey, I got a black friend," to a black guy, and the guy was like, I
didn't ask.
Yeah, I didn't ask. I was just sitting here.
Didn't ask.
But it's like that's the thing that I notice, you know. But I think there's also it's a give and take. I think so many white people just want to prove they're good. You know. I mean, I know I've been guilty of it. I'm sure, but that's the other thing. I'm obsessed with. Showing you my broken pieces. Like I'm obsessed with it. It was what I think you do a little bit in this album.
Oh, dude, man! I just finished this new album.
Yeah, what the dude?
I did a whole new one. Like the last album, it was like a humbling experience because it was, you know, me trying to do this like kind of creative concept, you know, side quest like of a project, and it just didn't land. And when you're used to having commercial success, and you know, albums have sold this, and you've had hits, and it's momentous, and it's flowing, and you're winning, and it's working. And then you get humbled and you just like fall on your face and something doesn't work, you pivot. So like when the album came out and it didn't perform like, you know, I'd hoped or anticipated or like, you know, thought, went right back to the drawing board and got back in the studio, and I worked with this incredible producer. I worked with him on the whole thing, and we just like hunkered down and we're like, all right, we're gonna figure this thing out. And the album's called Helium, and you know, the easy way to describe it, it's almost like my 808s and Heartbreak in a way of like the highs and lows of love and how it can like, and love can be a metaphor for a lot of things, but like helium, you think like bright colored balloons, you know what I mean? Birthdays, it's floating, it lifts you up, it's, you know what I mean? But you let go of that string and it goes too high and it pops and it burns, you know what I mean? You get too high. Or you think of it crumpled after, and that's the fleeting feeling of the high, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, because nobody's just up all the time in life. Nobody's always happy, always high, always drunk, always laughing, always smiling. No, just like a balloon. Like it's like, you know what I mean? There's also this side of it, and that's the like, I don't know, just finding a way to like write about the parts of life that feel like you're sinking. That humble you, but find a way to do it within a palette that's still like fun and because no one wants to hear the saddest music that makes me want to go kill myself.
You're talking about what I'm trying to write right now.
Yeah.
I had a bit. It backfired, but it turned out good. I had a bit in this new Stir. I had a bit about I said, does anyone here wake up happy? And some people did, and I was like, that's not me. Yeah. I was like, I wake up like angry at myself, like beating myself up,
God.
really fucking.
Oh, the first 30 minutes of being awake.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I talked about how I wake up, and I didn't realize that's not how people see me.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not why they come to my show, is to hear about sadness.
Yeah.
And this guy sent me like a paragraph email about me helping him and his daughter get out of depression or whatever. And he was like, you know, I just want you to know you're bringing joy to the world and all this. And you're like, yeah, I know. But there's also this thing I want to explore as an artist where as I go, I just want to talk about like what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think a lot of it is that I'm not touring, so I'm writing material not touring. And you know, when you're writing material touring, it feels like it's like.
Right. And what's nice though, sometimes like speaking, you know, on what you're going through helps people more than like, you know, if it was like a step-by-step self-help book thing. Like if you're just like, hey, I'm not happy when I wake up, you know, that helps someone
just
be like,
normalize it.
Me too. Yeah, that's
Like it's
I fucking hate self-help books.
Some of them are good. Like it's like, especially if you're going through something, like when Leanne and I broke up for a period of time, and I read that women is from Venus, men is from Mars thing, and I was like, oh wait, you're supposed to listen to them? And I was like, oh, that makes sense, that tracks. I was like, they don't just want to hear stories about you when you were in college. Like, that's so crazy. And they can be helpful, especially when you apply it and you're like, I'm listening. Like, I remember the first one I did, I was like, tell me about your day. And she went, what? And I went, I read that in a book. It's a cheat code.
You're looking at your notes in your back.
Yeah. Wait, what's next, though?
Yeah. But yeah, self-help. Have you ever? What about if you got an opportunity to sit with Tony Robbins, go out to his mansion in Hawaii, spend a intensive with Tony Robbins? Would you do it?
I'll go kick it with Tony, man.
I would him. Yeah. I'd let him pick my brain apart.
I mean, dude, I'm fascinated by the world, and whether or not it's your thing or not, it's like that cat's a legend for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get the chance to like any experience life has to offer you. You know what I mean? That's like, you know what I mean? I remember like I got to go see Dave Chappelle like during, and I'm in the presence of somebody who's like arguably like the greatest ever at a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a privilege. This is a treat. This is a joy. Like I get to like experience this thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, I love comedy, but like imagine I just wasn't into comedy, but you still get a chance to just go rub shoulders and be in the same room as you know what I mean? That's an experience that is offered to so few people on the planet. You know what I mean? So it's like in that sense, yeah.
I mean, like that shit's never lost on me. Like it's not like it. It's I'm always a fan. Like even like right now, I go. You like the two of you are on a rocket ship in life where I go. That's cool, man. One day I'll be like 76, and I'll be like watching your inductions to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or whatever, and I'll go like I'll be like to my grandkids, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Like I have his number from back in the 2000s. But it's like it's never lost on me. And hanging out with Chappelle was not one that was lost on me at all.
Yeah.
Like I even told him I was like, hey man, I gotta geek out for a second. Yeah. You're the greatest that ever lived.
Dude, Jim Carrey was sitting like 3 seats from me that night.
Oh, for real?
And I'm just like, yo, that's JC.
Did you ever see the video of him making 50 Cent laugh?
Sounds incredible.
It's Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey, and 50 Cent's trying to rap in the club, and he's like starts going, it's Jim Carrey. Yeah, I hope I never lose that.
Who was your biggest like comic influencer like as a kid? Like when you know when you started?
I think so. When I didn't like I was into comedy, but I wasn't like into comedy the way most comics are. Like where I was like I liked Sam Kinison. I liked Richard Pryor. I loved Eddie Murphy. But like when I moved to New York, it was David Tell, Mitch Hedberg. Yeah. Those were like my guys where I was like, this is how you can do it also this way? That's really cool. Like I didn't know you could do it that way. But then
I want to get a vending machine for vending machines. It would have to be really big.
Dude, probably the biggest influence, and I think Chappelle would say this too, on both probably me and Dave, was a guy named Tony Woods. Tony Woods is an absolute legend from DC, just no-brainer legend. I mean, just legend. And, you know, so funny. When I was with Chappelle, we're all partying, we're hanging out, and we're at his place in Ohio. I was like, hey, we got bus call. We're going to leave. And he goes, oh, Bert, I got a surprise for you. I said, what's that? And he goes, just give me 10 minutes. Don't leave yet. And I was like, okay. He's like, can you push bus call? And I was like, yeah, I can push it whenever. I go, what's the surprise? Like, are we doing blow? And Tony Woods walked in, and I went, and all of a sudden,
better than blow.
All of a sudden, I'm like, it's like,
anything and everything can wait.
No, it's. I mean, I'm hesitant with my words here, but like, it's without a doubt, Tony Woods was a huge influence on Dave. I think I'm safe saying that. Without a doubt, he was a massive influence on me, and now me and Dave are sitting with our guy.
Dude, that's like when life presents you with these like, dude.
It was like just the coolest. So I'm throwing the fish in. I'm gonna go top deck for this, do you think? And then we'll go bottom deck for this, and then we'll switch.
Why the switch?
Because the thing with broil is it heats from the top, so it really cooks the top. So it's great for the clams and the shrimp, and you can't really f up shrimp. You can, I guess, if you're a chef. But
dude, I had some frozen shrimp when I was a little kid. I threw it all up. Dude, some cheap frozen shrimp from Costco. Dude, I couldn't eat shrimp for years.
Wait,
man. You can f up shrimp.
Hey, can we get another round? By the way, I just want to say that was poured perfectly. I feel alcohol, but I don't feel guilty about my alcohol. So yeah, and make it a little stronger next time.
Yeah.
The broil question, I'm uneducated, and I try to cook, but that's probably a dumb question. But yeah. Thank you for the. I asked the top and bottom thing, yeah.
So the thing with fish is you don't want to.
He's a bottom.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kyle. Here, you want another one?
Oh, please.
Here, murder that and get rid of that. I feel like I'm giving a child alcohol. You look so young. You're the guy in the orgy. They're like, we need to see his ID.
The orgy.
Yeah, or whatever. You guys don't do orgies?
I mean, some call it a 5, some call it
a train, whatever.
Dude, I was in this conversation. I don't know if this is on, but the difference between running a train versus a threesome versus a four. Like when is it graduate to orgy at 4?
Patrice O'Neal had the best joke. He was like, my girl said to me, have you ever been in a threesome? I said, yeah. And she goes, me too. I had 2 guys at one time. He goes, bitch, that's a train.
That's a train. But no,
They ran a train on you.
It's these 2 gay dudes having this conversation at this Afters in New York, man. And they're like, and one is arguing that it's a threesome, one's arguing that if they're not like into each other and looking each other in their eyes, then it's a train if they're both straight and not looking at each other.
That's hysterical. No,
It's only a threesome if they're.
Are threesomes still a thing?
I'm not a fan of threesomes.
I mean.
There's always one girl that's like hotter than the other one, and it's kind of like, oh god, I'm not really into you.
Yeah, I've never been lucky enough. I'd imagine I would be so needy in a threesome that I'd be like, hey guys. I was in a. I'll tell you the whole story. I'll edit names out. I was almost in a foursome with, and I couldn't turn it off. Like I couldn't get to the serious kiss guy. I kept being funny. Just edit his name out. He'll know who he is. Kept going like his shirt was off, ironically, and he was like, hey, drop it. And I was like, what? He goes, lose it. Let's go. And I was like, and I was so uncomfortable. Yeah. I was so uncomfortable with the idea that we were gonna all have sex in the same room. My wife would hear this and go, oh, I could never have sex with other people. Like in front of people? Oh my God, shut up.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers
this
again.
is a blast.
Oh,
this
man.
is a blast.
Yes.
I am so jealous that you guys are heading out on tour next week.
Yeah, man.
It is such a cool.
But it's just like, I mean, to get to do this thing you love, to get to perform in front of people who love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and also, like the fans, the audiences, like they have a relationship with your art because like they, you know what I mean? They identify with it, you know, enough to buy tickets, to, you know, to plan ahead, you know, they pick an outfit that night. They travel all the way there. They found parking. You know what I mean? They may have spent money on merch or drinks. You know what I mean?
What you're saying is so important that I don't think, you know, I heard someone say this. Rogan said it to me one time when we were doing a podcast. And I never thought about it. I thought a podcast was a gift, right? I was like, yeah, we're hanging out, we're having a good time, and you're hearing it. And you don't have to pay for it. And Rogan's like, no, man. This guy's busting his ass. This guy's getting on a train, and he's going to work. And you have the privilege of being in his ear.
Yeah.
He was like, you need to think about it that way. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh, yeah, as opposed to me just getting high on your podcast and talking shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put a little focus into this.
Getting someone through the day.
What?
Da, 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 da.
What's the matter?
You have to
Oh, yeah.
squeeze it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
The juice and the squeeze.
So wait, what's your real name?
I changed it legally to Goody Grace.
For real?
Yeah, on my 18th birthday.
Well, please say it was Adolf Hitler.
It was Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
It was Branson Goodmanson.
Branson Goodmanson.
Yeah.
It's Icelandic.
Branson, yeah.
It's definitely Icelandic.
Goodmanson.
He's Bjork's cousin.
No.
Like loosely related, yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Dude, Bjork is the shit.
Yeah, man.
Bjork is, well, I guess you guys are all related because it was one island, right?
It's very small.
Yeah.
You know they have an app so you don't like your cousin?
Are you serious?
For real. There's a name. You
They have
know what
an
I'm talking
app?
about? There's an app so like if you meet someone at the bar, you could be like,
No.
like sure. I mean,
They should have that in my wife's hometown.
I've
He met
heard,
Bjork
I've
at
heard.
the bar, and he was like, "Wait, before we do this," he took out the app, scanned Bjork.
No, I
Say,
can't
sorry,
remember.
Bjork, can't do this.
I
Look at
swear,
how
I just
fucking-
watched a video about it. Unless the person was lying, but
Are you serious?
apparently we could fact check this.
Who's someone that,
Yes.
out of the box, they wouldn't expect you to want to work with, that you go, top 5,
Yeah.
I'd love to work with, go.
Shit. I have a lot. I feel like.
Really?
Danny Elfman.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's funny because
Okay.
I was thinking Tim Burton, but I was like, it's not out
Yeah.
the box. But
I mean,
Danny
Tim Burton
Elfman
and Danny
is
Elfman are like 1 + 1 is 3. Like
It's
they're
crazy.
almost like a band. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if Tim Burton's ever done a movie that Danny didn't score, but it's like it's like the aesthetic experience of like how the music like elevates the like his visual world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the dark minor chords and the like hauntingness and like the overall just like vibe.
I got drunk as one night, and I couldn't stop listening to Dead Man's Party. And I texted Jenna Elfman. Do you know who Jenna Elfman was? No. Greg and Dharma. It was a very popular sitcom in the 90s. I DM'd Jenna Elfman. I thought she was married to Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
She's not. She's married to... She's not. And I was like, just so you know, your husband's a legend. She goes, just so you know, he's not my husband.
Oh, God.
Look at this. Look at this.
I think phones.
wow.
I think
Oh,
phones.
I
should
think
have
we're gonna
like,
give it a second more. Just to get the...
phones should have like a feature like that, like just like reads your like blood alcohol level, and they just don't work for text messages or DMs.
Dude.
At a certain point, bro, like take this out of my hand.
I'll take it one step
put
further.
it in a phone jail.
I'll take it one step further. I think they should make an alcohol that numbs your throat. So as you start talking, as you get more drunk, you can't talk anymore. You're like,
We were like,
I was like, what do you mean by that?
like, wouldn't it be great if you had an alcohol that as you got drunk or you just couldn't
can't
call
talk.
or text anyone, your thumbs stop working?
You get
gotta
drunk
use
enough,
this
you're like, you know, on any.
I think both of you guys are like, well, that would cut my pussy getting in half.
oh man.
All right, so we're gonna plate these
Played it.
on
Wow.
here. And we've got garlic, salt and pepper. We're gonna put...
Oh damn, it's
damn
like
it.
ready.
This looks good.
Yeah. Man, I'm.
What do you guys
I'm
are you guys dietary conscious at all? Are you still young enough where you're like, I'll eat whatever the
I'm
fuck
a big
I
Taco
want?
Bell guy. Oh, God, it's the best. It's the fucking best.
I'm a big Taco Bell guy. What's your Taco Bell order?
Man, they took out the quesarito. That was the hit, man.
Really?
I hate how they do that. They'll like take something off the menu that everyone loves so much just
Yeah,
to like
like,
fuck with
yeah,
us.
Oh, when they
It's like
did
the
when they
big
did that with the
pizza.
Mexican pizza,
Pizza?
I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
Like stop playing with my emotions.
Think how big when it comes back. It's just like, you know.
Starves the market.
Yeah, start
It does. I remember I was with Snoop Dogg the day they took it off, and he was like, I've never seen someone care this much in my life. I was like, buddy, they're with my everything. This is like everything.
In like COVID, I used to live at G's house, and we just had ramen and sour candy.
Like all day long.
That was
Every
it.
day.
Ramen, sour candy.
Dude, Sour Patch Kids are...
That's why I was like, bro, I've never seen you cook anything. I mean,
Nah.
neither have you seen me. Like,
Nah, you can make good ramen.
Oh, yeah?
He puts the egg in it,
The
like,
egg,
yeah.
the sriracha, the cayenne, the sesame seeds on top.
I can cook some salmon.
If I'm stoned, I'll put like 3 ice cubes in my ramen just so it cools it down faster so I can eat it quicker.
Dude, they need to come up with that for pizza. What I need
Yeah.
is a mouth condom for late at night that I can throw in my mouth and it goes, you can eat pizza as
Fuck
hot
up
as
the
you
roof of
want
my
now.
mouth. Yeah, the roof of my mouth for days. I'm like, a big bite into 2-hour
Oh, dude,
pizza.
I hate that.
And you don't have to eat it all. We're going to
I'm
make a plate.
excited. Nah,
Oh,
that's
shut
salmon, man.
the up. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut these.
I got into cooking salmon and rice. Like, it's all I could, like, it's so easy. I mean, I would do it, though, you know. I'd put a little
got into
asparagus. I'd
cooking
look
salmon and
fancy.
rice.
Yeah, I'd be like, I've been cooking, like, salmon's so, like...
Dude, salmon is such a great fish. Oh, fuck me.
man.
That'll be mine. That'll be mine. Let me get this.
Okay, so I remember my first time plating salmon.
Yeah.
I love that Leeway was like, I'll give you enough salmon for a meal. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Our fishmonger is awesome. Can I ask
In
you
my
a weird...
past life, I was a food photographer.
In your past life?
In my
Can I
past
ask you-
life, I was a praying mantis.
Can I ask you a weird question that I'm wondering what your age feels about it? Do you miss COVID?
A part of me, yeah, absolutely.
I miss COVID so much.
Like my house has always been like open doors to all the homies. Like if someone's
Yeah.
hungover, like take a guest room or like crash on the couch or like, you know, if you're in between apartments or whatever, you need a place to crash for a few months or whatever. And during COVID, it just became like all of us just piled in the house and like we were watching Jackass.
how old were you? How old were you?
I'm 35 now, so it was like 32. But we were watching Jackass all day long. And our homie Shane has like a Jackass tattoo, and we were talking about Steve all day, and I hadn't met him yet. But it was right when around the time when you realized you had to go to the store and get pasta and toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That day. So we go down the hill.
God forbid you didn't have toilet paper, by the way.
So we like put Jackass on pause, dude. We drive down the hill to Gelson's and like literally like in a rush to the toilet paper aisle. And me and this other person are almost fighting over the last roll. I look up and it's Steve-O. It's like, get the out. Like, and he's like, dude, yo, G. My girl's a big fan. I'm like, bro, we were just talking about you all day.
Steve-O is Steve-O.
Voice is crazy.
G. Here's the deal.
Oh, man.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for doing this. I hope you enjoy. Don't feel like you need to eat all of it. Just try it. Tell me what you think. And know that now you know how to make it. Start with salmon.
Yeah, me
Definitely
too.
say, yeah. This shit's just
Oh, that
crumbles.
fucks.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's really great salmon.
That's really fucking good salmon.
Holy shit.
Wow.
By the way, this is sushi grade salmon.
Wow.
I know.
All right, damn, what's this one?
That is the best.
That hits.
Yeah.
Wait, these are different.
That's a hell of a good baseline.
Yeah, it's a good baseline.
The shrimp is damn good.
It's interesting listening to your album this morning. We're working out, and I listen to this. I would try to listen to whatever I'm having on, especially music.
Yeah.
I listen to it a lot. And today I'm watching an interview with someone and you, or this morning laying in bed, and they were like, "That's your mom" at the beginning of the album.
Yeah.
Is that your mom? I thought it was it does not sound like your mom.
No, on the beginning of Freak Show?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh my God! I was like,
No,
is your mom a
no,
black
no.
chick?
No.
It's got to be a black chick, right?
That's shouts out to her. She goes by the name of Daddy. She's an MC. She's the host at The Box, which is like my favorite club living in New York.
Wait, is the box the same box we went to?
Yeah,
Probably.
it is. Yeah.
No.
We shot Anxiety at
hold
The
on.
Box in London.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's
Shut the
theater.
fuck up!
Yeah,
You've been to the box?
Yeah.
That's where the video.
Pete, get in here! You shot at the box, of course.
Yeah,
You shot
she's
at
the host of
fucking
The Box on that album. And they help with the whole creative direction of the album. Like, the guys that own The Box are actually creative geniuses. Like,
Yeah,
they did creative direction.
it might
for
be the
Usher's
best live show I've
residency.
ever seen in my entire life.
Ever. And the fact that it's like a club like that, but all the hottest girls and the coolest kids in New York are there, and they're not like creeped out. Because I'll bring some of my homies to The Box, and you figure out real quick who's comfortable and who's not. You know what I mean? Like, who's comfortable with their sexuality and their own skin and all that. Like, if this bothers you, then you know what I mean?
Can you take 2 seconds to explain to the people listening what the box is?
I couldn't do it in 2 seconds. You'd have to go and be there.
Can you explain one? Have you ever been to the box?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
man,
Yeah. So I got to work with
mean-
them on this album because I was like, all right, a lot of the album was about me moving to New York and nights at the Box. But what it represents, it's like display grotesque, like brutal, just human, just ugly. You know what I mean? And make it beautiful and level it. You know what I'm saying? So if like everyone's a freak here, we're all in some way, put it on display times a million in this beautiful theatrical, almost sex show / like cabaret /
Almost
fucking-
sex show is a perfect
almost
way to
sex
say
show.
it.
But it's all performance art. It's theater.
It's hardcore performance
yeah.
art. It is not what you're going to expect.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's bottle service and all the model girls are there and like promoter dudes, and that's what's different. There's nothing like that in LA.
No. So wait, who do you hang out with in New York? Like, do you know any comics? You should hang out. Have you met
Sam
Schultz?
J is one of my favorites.
Sam J is the best.
I met Schultz.
Schultz
the
is
other day
a
at the
good- I think
coffee
Schultz
shop. We
is-
finally met,
Yeah.
and it was like the Spider-Man because everybody would always tag us and say.
Oh,
we
you
looked
guys
each
are
other.
like twins.
Yeah,
you guys, because you guys have similar kind of like sensibilities. Like when you said the thing about it's weird talking about someone's culture when you know nothing about it. That's Schultz is the guy that knows everything about everyone's culture. That's why he's got a pass talking about it on stage.
Because it's you can tell valid and you can tell invalid.
Yeah.
You could tell when somebody's like genuine and somebody's authentic and somebody cares and pays attention and is actually like valid.
We should
to
go
that
do Legion of
culture.
Skanks one weekend.
Yeah.
Those guys are my favorite guys. Yeah. And but, like there's so many, dude. All my friends are old men, but like a lot of the younger comics, Sam J is the best.
I love Sam J to death. She
is so great. She looks amazing too.
She absolutely.
Yeah, she. I mean, it sounds weird to say, but she looks great. She looks really great right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see her a lot. But you know what I love is like one of my best friends, he's a painter and cartoonist, and he'll take me to, you know what I'm saying, a ton of like art shows and stuff. And then, you know, I got to sit in with Soul Rebels at Blue Note, and now I'm like, you know what I mean, I know the guys who run Blue Note, so if I want to go see a jazz show one night, you know what I mean, that's always there.
It's a cool thing about
hit
New
Sam
York.
J and be like, yo, you outside tonight, like who's at the cellar? You know what I mean? Just drop in and go see comedy one night. It's just such a wide offering of like all different types of experiences you can get in New York.
Gentlemen, I am the happiest guy. I am the happiest guy you'll ever meet.
You got to glow.
I got perfect blood work. I just
The
started.
NAD.
I just started drinking again. I got an IV coming tonight. I got chemistry
Do they have
reads.
time to do two?
Dude.
We'll come back for dinner, yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, cheers.
cheers, gentlemen. Thank you so much for doing this. Honestly, I cannot wait to follow you on social media, follow your tour on stories.
Yeah.
Know that every time you post a story, as gluttonous as it may feel, know that there's someone watching it going, God damn it, I'd love to.
Well, I can't wait to come see you live, man, when you get back on the road.
Yeah. Gentlemen, cheers. Thank you so much.
man.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much,
Right
man.
on.
Great episode.
Nice to meet you, man.
Something's burning.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.